This episode is brought to you by Pulsar.
When people, like you said, I always think about when people talk about, when we are talking about weak people, I always think of this movie. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and then I always think of the dark side. Always, there's always a dark side, and there's always a side which is good side, and the dark side sometimes takes over people. It consumes people. It eats people. And you never know when that happens, especially when we go through trying times, like right now, for example. These are trying times in the world. People don't have a lot of support. A lot of people don't have a lot of support, not just in our country, all around the world.
Can I cut you?
Of course.
Okay. You said trying times.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as trying times, or this is the trying times, the others are not the trying times. My experience tells me is the life itself is the whole life is a trying phase. It's a trying time. So if you take it like that, then everything is something that you want to overcome. Everything that comes along your life is something that you want to challenge and be challenged and to overcome. So you're always prepared. Because life itself, the whole life is a trying time. It's just not this phase. There's no such thing as not trying time in life. When you're born, that's your trying time as well. When you're, right after you're born, you are desperately, or your parents are desperately just want to make sure that you keep yourself alive, that you're breathing, that you're this or that you're healthy, So in every phase there's a trying time, and life is a trying time. So if you have that in your head, because a lot of us have this illusion that life should be a bed of roses, should be comfortable, should be, I don't know, sitting around in coffee shop and just having some. Not coffee, but good coffee.
True.
But life is not that. Those are just the sporadic moments in life, Those are just the punctuations in your trying life. That's not life itself. The party doesn't last forever. The party comes with an expiry date, There's a beginning of the party and the end of the party. And then you again enter your trying phase of your life. So these are just what I call the cushions that is thrown into you every now and then in your trying life. And your trying, the whole life is trying,
Yeah.
As you're young, you want to keep yourself alive, and then you want to sort of make yourself capable through your education, through your training, whatever, And then you probably want to go out in life and earn something, make something out of yourself, And these are all trying. And then if you manage to do that, if you manage to scale certain heights or certain success, then your trying phase is wanting to maintain that, keep up that, or get to the other level. So the task is never finished. It's never done. And then after that, if you're retired, then you have another phase of life. And that comes with a whole new set of challenges by itself. And then you have your old ages. And old ages again. If you just manage to take a 15 minutes walk around the park, that's an achievement. And that's your trying time. Just to make sure that you can walk 15 minutes every day when you're 92 years old. So whole life, right from the birth canal to the scorching cremation or the gaping burial, it's a trying phase, It's always a trying phase. But we can't really live our life by thinking that, it's such a trying and challenging and horrible life all the time. We've got to be positive. We've got to say, okay, doesn't matter. And mind you, these are not the really trying times of the humanity. Think about what kind of trying times, really trying times the humanity have gone through, Just think of the ancestors, right from hundreds and hundreds of years ago, In the beginning, it was just to get food was a big struggle.
Of course.
And then the humanity went through so many wars and famine and so many phases. Compared to all that, this is not a trying time. This is a piece of cake, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just got to protect ourselves, wear a mask, and things like that. Yes, it can be very difficult for people who are like surviving on a day-to-day basis when they, when a situation like this comes up and everything closes up and they can't make their earning. There's a problem there, yes. That has to be taken care of. But otherwise, the humanity has gone through so many extreme challenges, Just think about how many wars they have fought in. So many, millions of people have died in the First World War, Second World War, or the Crusade, or when the Roman Empire was expanding, when Genghis Khan was conquering the world, Alexander was going over all around the world and conquering when the Muslim came into India. So those are so compared to that, this is okay.
COVID-19 is still okay?
COVID-19, well, it's not perfect. But it's something that we should be able to cope up with, because in the back of our head, we should always have that life is not bed of roses. Life is going to throw challenges at us.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of living your life is to prepare yourself, to ready yourself, to face the challenges, to face the unseen, uncertain challenges in the course of life that you're going to encounter.
True that.
This episode is brought to you by Pulsar.